Hey gang, it's Diana here today for Faber-Castell, and I wanted to give you a little peek into a journal page I'm working on. It's in my junk journal, which is not totally full, but getting there. And I wanted to show you the way I use the gesso and a pencil to begin to outline a journal page. So just brushing on a good amount of gesso here. I'll actually be working on the page on the right, but I wanted to let you see how I did this. It's a very forgiving method. I'm trying to decide whether I wanted to go over that part or not, and I decide to. And just into that wet gesso, I'm not going to let that dry. I'm going to go into that wet gesso with a pencil, and I've painted this way and art journaled this way for years, and it's just a fun process to work into a wet piece of paper. It adds immediately, it adds a little tiny bit of texture and an outline, and it's also extremely forgiving because, as you'll see in a minute, I can easily erase any pencil lines I want. And I'm just using any kind of pencil will work. I do like that jumbo pencil. Let me show you now. I'm going to just take that wet brush and add a little bit more gesso. I could erase anything, but I'm just going to erase that door and of the house that Jack built. That's what I'm calling this page that I will be working on. And you'll see over at the blog the rest of the journal page. And I'm just drawing in a little bit of detail. You can put a little detail in at this point. You can save some detail for later. Tiny little window and some stones around that door. This is from my inspiration is always a lot of times from Italy. And now I'm working on the other side, and there is what I did there was added some green. I added some scribbling and then gessoed on top of it, and now I'm adding some coconut gelato just to lessen the green because I want to use some warm colors on top of it, and I didn't want to get a lot of mud. So that's just that white gelato, and I'm just smearing that around. And if I was going to use blue or greens, which I am using in the background, I don't need to use the white there. And then the rest of this, I will use a combination of watercolor, gelatos as watercolor, and sticks. And I'll also be adding a little bit of pen work at the end of this, but you can see how nicely that orange does not go muddy at all, even though there's green and blue underneath it. And this is another way to make some paint up with using your gelatos by just rubbing it into the water on any kind of a silky kind of mat. That's a silicone mat there. And I'm going to add some lemon cello into this mix and all those warm and luscious colors. I hope you enjoyed this little video and learned something today and got inspired. Thanks for coming by.